So Ronaldo got MVP of the match, and when they were asking him questions, one of the reporters asked him about Messi, Haaland, and Mbappe, and as soon as he heard that, he said, "Nope, I'm not going to deal with you. I don't want to talk to you." And that's one of the most realistic and honest reactions that he could have, simply because there is no room for Messi nor Haaland or Mbappe. He scored brace, his team won, so it's just about that night. So all of the other things is just irrelevant in my opinion.
The scale of what Cristiano Ronaldo has done for Portugal goes far beyond his 10 World Cup goals. As impressive as those numbers are, even if they sit behind stars like Mbappe or Messi in this tournament, the real measure of his impact is how he transformed an entire football nation. Portugal never had the constant flow of elite talent that Argentina enjoyed, nor the incredible squad depth of modern-day France. Even so, with the hopes of a nation resting on him, Ronaldo helped push Portugal to the top of international football, winning multiple Nations League titles and a European Championship.
Te puedo decir que fue una semana muy dura, una semana difícil, una semana que la opinión pública fue muy dura con nosotros, todos los jugadores, especial para mí, para el entrenador. Pero si es siempre así, no pasa nada, porque como debes calcular, ya son 23 años de profesión y siempre cuando las cosas van bien, Cristiano bien. Cuando va mal, es un retirado, ya está viejo, siempre será.
The numbers tell the story better than anything else. Before Ronaldo arrived on the international scene, Portugal qualified for only 21% of major tournaments, reaching just 6 of 28 events. Since his debut, that record has become perfect: 12 qualifications from 12 attempts. Few players in football history can claim to have changed the direction of a national team so dramatically. Just as remarkable is how Ronaldo changed his own game over the years. Early in his career, he was a flashy winger, known for dazzling dribbles, explosive pace, and signature stepovers that left defenders scrambling. As time went on, especially in his later Real Madrid years, he reshaped himself into a ruthless central striker. His numbers reflect that shift perfectly. He scored 4 goals at the 2018 World Cup, added 8 more during Portugal's Nations League winning campaign, and found the net 13 times in his final 13 international appearances before this tournament. The move to a full-time number 9 is complete, and he remains just as dangerous inside the box as he was at the height of his career in Spain. As a result, Cristiano Ronaldo remains a huge tactical weapon for Roberto Martinez. The system is built around attacking the spaces between opposing center-backs and fullbacks. Portugal's wide players stay near the touchline to stretch defenses, while midfielders burst forward into the gaps that appear. The whole idea is to pull defensive shapes apart and attack the openings. And even at 41, Ronaldo still plays that role at an elite level.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone questions is the player he was and is, and his aura and his importance to the football itself and Portugal. And even I said it the other week, if someone's in front of goal, if you want him, he's going to score a goal.
Yeah.
But it's the other side of it when it's not going, when you're not playing against the fastest, then that's the problem.
And then criticizing Ronaldo for only scoring 2 goals when he should have scored 2 more goals, using that logic, it doesn't make sense, because if he's a bad player according to you guys, then why do you have such high expectations on him to score more than 2 goals?
Against Uzbekistan, he repeatedly attacked the space behind the left back before perfectly timing his run, gaining a clear advantage inside the box and calmly finishing to break the deadlock. This creates a dangerous attacking combination, with Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes forming one of Portugal's biggest threats at this World Cup. Fernandes has spent the year thriving in exactly these situations. Give him space to drive forward and runners to pick out, and his passing vision becomes a nightmare for defenders. That pattern has appeared again and again throughout the season, and when Ronaldo is the player making the run, the danger rises even higher. Portugal is also outstanding at flooding the penalty area with attackers. They often commit 5 players against a back 4, packing the box with wingers and midfielders and forcing defenders into tough decisions. When gaps eventually appear, Ronaldo has an incredible instinct for finding them before anyone else. His opening goal of the tournament showed it perfectly.
Look, I don't know. I still look. He's amazing, and his 2 goals were brilliant.
Yeah.
For the 41-year-old, about his run.
His drive, determination, his self-discipline.
While defenders focused on Fernandes and the other runners, Ronaldo quietly drifted into an empty pocket of space and finished completely unmarked. This level of performance is not some short-term boost from the World Cup spotlight. Ronaldo has been delivering at a high level for months. His movement between center backs remains world-class, something clearly seen in matches against Poland and Croatia. The Croatia game even featured a stunning bicycle kick that came from creating the smallest bit of space for himself. In the Nations League semi-final against Germany, he slipped away from defenders to score freely inside the box. He did the same during the qualifiers against Hungary, with both goals coming from perfectly timed runs into open areas. His speed may not be what it once was, but his positioning and football IQ in the penalty area are still on another level. His Nations League final duel with Marc Cucurella was another clear example of that intelligence. Ronaldo understood exactly how much physical pressure to use, where the ball was likely to land, and how to place his body in the best position. While others were still reacting to the play, he was already taking advantage of it. That is why his teammates are always looking to find him. Give him space and quality service, and he has a habit of turning moments into goals. What makes Roberto Martinez's system even more dangerous is how it uses different parts of Ronaldo's game. His threat from long range is still respected, bringing back memories of goals like his strike against Armenia. Because opponents focus so heavily on stopping him, Portugal can use that attention to create opportunities elsewhere. That worked perfectly against Uzbekistan. With defenders expecting Ronaldo to take a direct free kick, Nuno Mendes stepped up instead and found the net. Ronaldo's celebration afterward showed how much he appreciated the move, underlining the impact he still has on every match. Even when he is not directly involved in the finish, he remains a constant spark for Portugal's attack. At times, Ronaldo's relentless hunger can look a little excessive, like the moment he took over a near-certain goal opportunity from Bruno Fernandes against Congo. But that same ruthless mentality is exactly what sets him apart from so many others. He remains a player capable of changing a match in an instant. His leadership is widely recognized, his mentality is legendary, and his numbers are nothing short of astonishing. With 974 career goals, he is just 32 away from the historic 1,000-goal mark. That puts him ahead of a remarkable list of football legends, including Lionel Messi, Josef Bican, Pelé, Romario, Gerd Müller, Robert Lewandowski, Ferenc Puskás, Jimmy Jones, and Eusebio. His collection of silverware includes 37 major trophies, highlighted by 5 Champions League titles. He is also the all-time top scorer for Real Madrid, the Champions League, Portugal, and international football itself. Few players in any era can match that level of production. Now, at this World Cup, fans are watching a version of Ronaldo that looks as dangerous as ever. Cristiano Ronaldo is once again making headlines, and when the most prolific scorer in football history finds his rhythm in front of goal, he immediately becomes one of the biggest threats in the competition. Critics regularly claim that age has finally slowed him down, but the numbers tell a different story. Since turning 30, Ronaldo has scored 93 goals for Portugal, taking his international total to a staggering 145. The comparison becomes even more remarkable when his career is split into 2 phases. Before turning 30, he scored 52 goals in 118 appearances for Portugal. Since then, he has produced 92 goals in only 112 matches. That means roughly 40 more goals despite playing 6 fewer games. A statistic that sounds almost unreal and adds another incredible chapter to his career. When the conversation turns to the greatest goal scorers the sport has ever seen, Ronaldo's name remains firmly at the center of the discussion. The football icon has added yet another chapter to his incredible legacy by becoming the only player to score in 6 different World Cups. His journey started in Germany 2006, continued through South Africa 2010, Brazil 2014, and Russia 2018, where he produced a stunning 4-goal campaign. He then scored in Qatar 2022 and has now added 2 more goals at the 2026 World Cup. That latest brace carried major significance, taking him to 10 World Cup goals and making him Portugal's highest scorer in tournament history, moving past the legendary Eusebio. For Ronaldo, age continues to look like just a number. At 41 years and 138 days old, he became the oldest player ever to score twice in a World Cup match, breaking the previous mark held by Lionel Messi, who was 38 years and 363 days old earlier in the tournament. What he still brings to the pitch is extraordinary. Few players can read the penalty area so well, attack space with such perfect timing, or finish chances with the same sharp instinct and composure. This World Cup has become a massive stage for football's biggest stars. Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and Lionel Messi have all produced outstanding performances, but Ronaldo has now grabbed plenty of attention himself. One thing is clear, he did not come to this tournament simply for a farewell appearance. He arrived focused on one goal, winning the World Cup. Based on the form he is showing, writing off that possibility would be a huge mistake. To truly understand Cristiano Ronaldo's impact, you have to look at how dramatically he changed the course of Portuguese football. Before his rise, Portugal's record on the international stage was far from impressive. Across 82 years, the nation qualified for only 3 of the first 11 European championships, a rate of just 27%. Their World Cup history was even less consistent, with only 3 appearances in the first 17 tournaments, equal to an 18% qualification rate. That version of Portugal never lifted a major international trophy. The country produced talented generations from time to time, but it lacked the consistency, mentality, and winning culture needed to stay among football's elite for long periods. Portugal could challenge strong opponents on a good day, but it was not widely viewed as a true global force. Everything began to change when Ronaldo arrived on the international scene. Since his debut, Portugal has qualified for every European championship, achieving a perfect 6-for-6 record. The same level of consistency carried over to the World Cup, where Portugal secured 6 straight qualifications during the Ronaldo era and maintained a flawless record of reaching the tournament. Although his 145 goals in 230 appearances make him the highest-scoring player in international football history, his influence goes far beyond numbers. Ronaldo helped transform the mindset of an entire nation. Portugal stopped entering tournaments hoping to compete and started expecting to win. They became regular contenders in the latter stages of major competitions, matching up against football's traditional powers until they eventually earned a place among them themselves. The difference between these two eras is absolutely incredible. Before Cristiano Ronaldo's arrival, Portugal had never won a major international trophy. Since he stepped onto the scene, they have claimed 3. It all started with the historic UEFA Euro 2016 triumph, the first major title in the nation's history. Ronaldo played a huge role in that success, contributing 3 goals and 3 assists as Portugal completed one of the most memorable runs the tournament had ever seen. That achievement was followed by victory in the first ever UEFA Nations League. Once again, Ronaldo delivered when the pressure was at its highest, firing Portugal into the final with a stunning hat-trick against Switzerland in the semi-finals. But if that campaign was impressive, the 2024-25 Nations League run took things to another level. Ronaldo was at the center of everything, finishing with a record-breaking 8 goals, the most ever scored by a player in a single League A campaign. He scored against Croatia, grabbed the winner against Scotland, found the net in Poland, and added 2 more goals in the return match against Robert Lewandowski's side. He then scored against Denmark in the quarterfinals, produced a brilliant goal against Germany in the semi-finals, and struck again versus Spain in the final. In the process, he became the first player ever to score in every round of a Nations League tournament. Those achievements completed Portugal's rise from hopeful challenger to one of football's biggest powers. More importantly, Ronaldo became far more than just a goal scorer. He turned into the emotional leader of an entire generation, setting the standard and pushing those around him to believe that winning trophies was not just possible, it was expected. And if he can maintain this remarkable level, the 2026 World Cup could become the crowning achievement of an already legendary career. What do you think? Will Cristiano Ronaldo complete the story by lifting the World Cup trophy? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share so you don't miss more football content and deep dives into the game's biggest legends.